sends this text to Roman, and Roman screenshots it and sends it to me. He goes, "Oh shit, surprise is ruined." I was like, son of a bitch.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
Welcome everybody to the Calm Down podcast. You should see me last night. I was singing Carrie Underwood Sunday Night Football like it was my job. And Steve goes, "Why do you know all the words and the dance moves?" I'm like, "Well, Steve, I've known all the words since Faith Hill did this years ago, but like my next live, waiting all day for Sunday night."
Can I tell you something we did? You would have loved this. So
welcome to the Calm Down podcast, y'all.
Welcome. We always have kind of like, after we do a 49ers game, we fly out of San Jose's airport. There's always like a good 3 hours. And it's not the best airport in terms of wanting to watch the Sunday night game, get some food, get some dinner. I found a casino 2 minutes away. We went to this casino. We went to dinner in the casino. We had a time. There were all these televisions everywhere. Everyone in the casino were huge Cowboys fans because obviously they were 49ers fans and they wanted the Cowboys to win so they can move up. And so it was just, they had a menu like the Cheesecake Factory. It was actually American and Asian flair. We were ordering margaritas, having a time. And people
American
were like
Asian
in the
flair with
background.
margaritas.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were going, "Here we go." It was
Here we
so
go.
much fun. And our flight kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And we were like, "We'll have another round." It was so much fun.
Wait, I need to break this down because as a gal that used to go to San Jose once a week for Yahoo Sports, every Wednesday I would fly in there. I know that airport like the back of my hand. There's the Gordon Beers. There's a small little Mexican restaurant. And that's it. Like there's really nothing else going on. Or else I'm at the Hudson News eating licorice and Doritos. Like there's not a lot happening there. But shout out to San Jose Airport because it is small and can easily be navigated. Didn't know there was a casino. That could have been trouble for a gal like me had I known about it. Good for you for always
2 minutes
finding
away.
the hot
Had
spot.
a time. Had some chicken teriyaki, had some dim sum, had a lovely glass of tequila. And I mean, we were just having the greatest time.
That's a lot of flavors. Good for you. Here's my question though. How do you trust the delays? Because I don't trust the delay. Like if the app's like, "Oh, you're delayed another 20 minutes," but then they like could move it up and now you're not in the airport. Like that's really dicey.
You know why? I'm checking to see where the plane is. Plane hasn't even landed. That's one more drink. We're fine.
Wow.
None of us were checking a bag.
Location.
Plus, like once you get like a couple cocktails in you, you start getting some liquid courage. You're like, "I'm fine. I'm going to be able to get through this TSA in no time." Then I got to update my clear. We're doing a new identity. No, I don't have time for this. I got to get one more drink before I get on the plane. It was
How about the constant ID check I get? Well, not so much anymore because I'm TSA
Same
pre-check,
with Kevin.
But I used to always get and don't call it random because you're checking my ID every single time because I'm flying every week and now we're checking the ID. You should give me a prize. I should have like a frequent, not flyer number, but I should get like a buy 5 drinks, get 1 free kind of a thing. You know when when you used to get those the whole things as a former drive-through barista gal in Seattle. You guys know what I'm talking about. Those punch cards. Wow. When you filled them up, you got so excited. You're like, "I get a free mocha freeze." Guys, look, we have a lot to discuss on mocha freeze. It's like a frappuccino. What's wrong with that? When was the last time you're not into that?
I know, I can't. My stomach. I like have way too many creamy things. That's crazy. But yet I can mix chicken teriyaki, dim sum, and margaritas at a casino.
That's a lot of Flavor Flav. Okay,
Samantha, our waitress, she was phenomenal. Here we go.
I love that. I love that it's become a thing too. Yeah. It's so cute.
It's really cute.
For those of you guys that didn't hear the pregame this week, there's a connection there. I'll circle it back to Dak. Had a great commercial that Erin wants us to all go watch. Brings awareness to colon cancer. So if you guys haven't seen that, or if you have thoughts and comments
Dak.
and concern about that, yay, Dak. Also, how about them Cowboys? Good for them. I'm going to tell you what. As someone, you've seen this team a lot more than I have, but since it's recency, not bias, just recent memory, a couple weeks ago, watching that team they have got that swag that I don't know if anyone's seen for a while. They like believe they can win any game. They are like playing like they get that early lead and then they just fly around. That defense flies around. I don't know. They're looking good.
So do those 49ers. I'll tell you what.
So do the 49ers. Same thing. You've had them 2 weeks in a row. So let's dive into that real quick because the game that I had was Pittsburgh and the Patriots, Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots. And I'm sorry, I just got to say this. If I'm a Steelers fan, I am livid. I am in a division that I was in the playoff conversation, even though I had no business being in a playoff conversation. And I lose back-to-back weeks to two win teams, between the Arizona Cardinals and the New England Patriots. I'm furious. I'm in a division where the backup quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals gets hurt. So I'm like, ooh, not that you want ever anyone to get hurt, but I'm like, well, now I can win games against the Cincinnati Bengals because Joe Burrow's on the sideline, even though Jake Browning's looked decent, but we get it, follow along. Then I'm also like, okay, Deshaun Watson goes down. Now that's easier to beat the Browns. Like, you wet the bed. If I'm a Steelers fan, I'm livid. And if I'm a Patriots fan, I'm livid because now I got another win, which doesn't even matter. I want a draft pick that's a higher pick. This is not good. Not good. Anyways, that was my experience on Thursday night. Yes. So
How cold was it? Because you made it look really good and it seemed like it was freezing. You looked fabulous.
Oh my God. I thought it was going to be iceberg central. No? It was not. It was warm. I was like, I went and bought this scarf and I was like, I don't need the scarf. By the time the post game came around, gloves were off, scarves were off, and all bets were off. Okay. Whoa. So you had Seattle and San Francisco, your cute Trent Williams interview, which we've always talked about how much we like him, you in particular. Shout out to offensive linemen. Aaron loves offensive linemen. Tell us about that game other than your post game celebration.
At the casino. That game was interesting because Kyle had said to us, Kyle Shanahan, that he was a little concerned because they were so emotionally spent after the Eagles game, but because they spoke about it a lot, he knew that the team was really conscious. I give that report. Christian McCaffrey runs for 75 yards.
Yeah.
And Kevin was so great. He goes, I don't think an Aaron Andrews report has been answered this quickly. It was phenomenal. So good. But then obviously Geno Smith, and I know you had such a nice interview with him in the offseason. He wanted so badly to play. He was out there at 9:30. He was warming up. He was so gracious to speak with us on the field before. That guy, how could you not love him? He just has a heart of gold. He wants to play for his city. He wants to play for that city, play for the team. I was bummed out, but Drew Lock, I thought, came in and played really well. He did.
I did too. Had a lot of confidence, and that was a game until third quarter, and then of course San Francisco does what they do and broke that thing open. But I was happy watching them first half. I was like, okay, hold your own, gents. This isn't the Seahawks year. They've got to shore up some stuff, but there's a lot of talent on both sides of the ball, and I'm excited to see what they do. That's just that division stuff. Oh my God! And I thought that Rams game, I thought they were going to pull it out against Baltimore. That was a crazy game. I'm like, I didn't get to watch. Kidding me. It was back and forth. And then Puka had this ridiculous catch. And then Kyron Williams was like running wild. And then Cooper Kupp had a ridiculous catch. And I was like, oh my God, they're actually going to pull this off. And then we're in an overtime and the punt return for a touchdown. And I was like, if I'm on that Rams team, I am like,
watching it right now. I haven't seen
that
this
is
yet.
How it ends. Like, and then you've got that flight back from Baltimore. Whoa. So
can I say something quick about our game real fast? Really interesting.
Do whatever you want.
Talked about how great the Cowboys were. I was so excited, and I love it because people ask us a lot of behind the scenes things about our games and everything. And we've obviously talked about, you're friends with Andrew Whitworth. He's a dream. I love Trent Williams. I do love all offensive linemen. I try to talk to them quite a bit. They have so much insight. They're so smart. Yes. Lane Johnson, beast. They just don't, they're so unappreciated for what they do. And it was really cool during our broadcast because we were talking about McCaffrey running on the left side, and Brock Purdy had given me such great quotes about just how much magic that left side is because you have Trent Williams holding down guys like they're high schoolers. And he goes, I always know when the ball's going to the left side, we're going to run it. We're going to get 8 to 10 yards and it's going to be great. And it was just a real cool conversation. Yeah. Conversation that we had in our broadcast. And then, Debo's having a great game. Christian's having a great game. Brock's having a great game. game. How about this? Brought career high in pass yards. 49ers over 500 total yards of offense for the first time all season. Here's another one. 49ers had 300-yard passer, 100-yard rusher, and 2 100-yard receivers yesterday for the first time since Super Bowl 47. So I was like, you know what? I have talked to all these guys. The one guy we never get to hear from who does a shitload of work, unsung hero. Gronk said it on our studio show. He's probably one of the best players in football, maybe one of the best player in football. Trent Williams. Friggin' love him. Just answers things so thoughtfully, has such a great swagger vibe to him. I said to PR, they go, who do you want? And I said, can I have 71? And they said, yes. And I was like, do you think he'll do it? And they were like, he would love to. It was awesome to give those guys some love.
Anyone that doesn't know the specifics of an offensive line, so obviously, they're on offense. The name will tell you that. But the specific position of a left tackle is to protect, if you have a right-handed quarterback, protect your quarterback's blind side. And there's no more important position on the field until that person's not there. Donovan Smith for Patrick Mahomes wasn't playing last night, his left tackle. It's like you just don't realize, and I know that like Andrew and I have had a lot of conversations about this, how important that position is, especially for the quarterback, until they're absent. And then you're like, oh, okay. So good on you for shining a much needed spotlight on the silverback.
Yeah,
that he is.
He's the best.
Jet,
I want him on this podcast so bad. He's such an interesting guy. You know what's awesome too about him? He talks about his sleepless nights. He's like, I don't sleep the night before games. I can't. He studies so late at night. He just in 14 years, he's still going at it the way he always did. And I would love to have Big 71 on our show. I love him so much.
Yeah, there's some good guys. Even watching that Dallas game and Fletcher Cox still doing it, and Brandon Graham. I mean, these guys have just been doing it at such a high level for such a long time.
Yep.
Okay, so that was I'm headed to Vegas this week. I'm very busy. I'm upset. I was hoping that you were also going to be there for a fun event, but you have a life and other things to do. So unfortunately, you're not coming. But you're headed to Buffalo, and I know you're really excited about this. Yeah, you don't get a lot of firsts. We spoke about it a little bit on the pregame, but you're going to have a great time. Those fans are ready.
I'm really excited.
Great game too. You have.
It's a massive game. Game. Dallas at Buffalo. No snow, but you never know what could happen. The last time my only game I've ever done in Buffalo was during COVID, so there were no fans. It was like they were trying to fit it in.
So
crazy. And that game that we had, listen to this day, or these 3 days that we had. We had Sunday. It was Rodgers at Bucks, which was insane. That was the game that I think Erin was sacked 5 times. Then we all got on Troy's plane. We flew right to Buffalo from Tampa because our game had been canceled several times. It was a Thursday night game. Somebody came down with COVID, so it got canceled and pushed to a Monday at 3. So it wouldn't compete with Monday Night Football. We had Mahomes at Josh Allen at 3:00, pouring rain, no fans. We were wearing masks. It sucked. And I didn't even get to meet Josh Allen. And then from there, we flew to Philadelphia for Thursday night for Giants at Philly. It was crazy.
My God. When you think about that schedule that you used to have too, where you're doing 2 games and I do 2 shows, but that's different than doing 2 games because my Sunday show preps me and staying all day for the highlights, preps me for the next week, sitting there. Oh my God, that Raiders Vikings game where there was no score. The final score was 3-0. There was every time I went to go take a game break into the Raiders from your guys' game, which there was a lot of scoring. Yeah. Poor Kevin Kugler and Mark Sanchez were like, oh, here's Charissa again with some more scoring. What do you got? Because they had no offense. And I was like, sorry. I mean, I literally had to say at one point in the highlight, I was like, sorry, guys, whatever. They're so cute. But anyways, Vegas is going to be fun. I hope the game, it's still a divisional game. Yeah. And there's still a lot of stuff that those 2 teams are working through. Curious about the coaching position with the Chargers. That's been a big question mark for a while. But again, that's above my pay grade. Anyways, so a lot of football left to play. A lot of fun storylines. This is week 15, sister. We are checking them off.
Remember,
I can't wait to watch your game.
I know. I'm so excited. So, like I said, I've never met Josh Allen before, even at like other events and stuff. I think that's crazy. I remember your first sit down you did with him, and he told you he threw up before games, and we were like, "What? Who is this guy?" I'm really excited to meet him.
Pre-game rituals, and he goes, "I throw up before every game," and I'm like, "Huh?" It like dated back to college. Yeah, it was. And then he's like, other guys started to do it too. I wonder if he still does that.
I know. I'll ask him for you. Hey, Charissa wants to know, do you still puke?
Yeah, she says hi. And do you still throw up? He also, he's really close with Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'm bummed that Josh didn't extend the invite for the party at his house after the game we were, because it was so late. By the time we got off set with them, he's like, "What time is it?" I'm like, "It's 12:30."
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
There was no post-game party there, but Ryan ended up going over there anyways. But I heard Josh has a putting green, like a great setup there in Buffalo. Good on you, Josh. Cutie. But wait, what else was I going to say? I don't know. I'm excited for your game, and it's like this is coming down to crunch time. That finished we won't get into it too much because by the time this airs, it'll be a mute point. But that crazy ending to the Chiefs game and all the things. So this is where it all gets good. All right, we also have other things to talk about on this podcast. We don't just talk about football, but 'tis the season.
Love it. We love
our
it.
focus is on the NFL. Okay, a couple things I want to talk about because it also is the holiday season, and we are 2 weeks away from Christmas as of recording this podcast on a Monday, December 11th. So 2 weeks. I don't know what to get, Steve. I'm spending so much money at the ranch and like other things that like just are sucking of my funds out of. And I'm like, I don't need to, babe. I love you, but like, I'm also like, we're at that point, like adults. Like, if you want to buy each other something, you do it throughout the year, and it's not like, okay, I need to have some grand present. So
we had that talk. We did.
Did you?
Yeah, we're dealing with getting new nannies. We're dealing with getting the nanny car. We're dealing.
Expensive.
It's so expensive. And I think my husband was like, "Great, no big gifts. Perfect. Here are your Bombas socks."
I know. But here's what happens. So Steve, and you know this because I've been skiing with you, and I hate it. It's not I shouldn't say that. Not that I hate it. I used to really like it when I was younger, and I didn't ski for a long time. So when I got back up on the mountain with you, if anyone recalls this podcast from a couple of years ago, it was a disaster. Like, I thought
it wasn't. I was very proud of you.
Street, and I thought I was going to just fly down that mountain all cute and da-da-da. And I was sliding down the mountain, not flying down the mountain, because it was awful. And then the last time we went this past winter, I was like, oh, maybe I'm going to like it more now. Ken and I were like, Kendra, Erin's sister, and I, we did a couple runs and we're like, we're over it. Went and had our freaking Moscow mules and had a great time. Meanwhile, you and Steve, double black diamonds, just flying around.
That's not true.
So I'm like, since we're not doing our ski trip this year, because you're always so generous, I was like, I got to send this guy on a ski trip because it's his favorite thing to do. He loves snowboarding.
Oh, I love that.
And I'm not doing it. So I text his friend Roman, who I adore. And I was like, hey, Roman, here's the deal. I'm going to send Steve and you on this ski trip. But I was like, what are you taking a picture of? What are you doing?
Something I'm going to
She
send
gets distracted either. I said, I'm going to send you guys on this ski trip. And he goes, oh my God, that's such a good idea, because he was just saying how he wanted to go. I'm like, great. So I'm going to surprise him with this gift. I'm going to send you guys there. We'll put you up in a hotel. And then here's your 2 days of skiing.
That's so nice. Present
you do have an idea.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I had an idea and I was ready, and I love a surprise. Now, I'm also really bad at keeping surprises, because when I buy someone a gift that I'm really excited about,
I
like
tell
show
them.
you.
It's so annoying.
It's so annoying. Like, I buy something for you and I get so excited I can't wait. I'm like, look at what I just got you. And you're like, bitch, what? That defeats the whole purpose. Okay. So I was going to be really good, and I was going to, print up the whole itinerary and wrap it up in a little box and just have my one present under the tree for him. And it was going to be cute, cute, cute. On Christmas, he was going to open it and be so excited. Okay. So I was so excited to surprise Steve. And then the problem is, when entering Steve's information into the hotel, well, guess what the hotel did? Which I've got a real bone to pick with this hotel in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, because you shouldn't be sending automated texts out without me checking a box that said I want automated texts sent out. So guess what Steve Kandari got? We'd like to welcome you to this hotel. We're so excited for you to come stay at this hotel. He he sends this text to Roman, and Roman screenshots it and sends it to me. He goes, oh shit, surprise is ruined. I was like, son of a bitch. Why is this hotel sending out push notifications without me authorizing it. That is a bad move. So if any hotels or hospitality people out there, you should have to authorize that. So then I'm like, fuck. And so I was like, well, Steve, Merry Christmas. It's ruined. And he's like,
it's a great present though, Charissa.
I know, but for once in my life, I wanted it to be a surprise and it was ruined. So
because normally you tell people what you're getting them.
I know. And I was trying to be like so good about that. But anyways, that let it be a little cautionary tale for anyone that's looking to, I don't know, maybe get engaged. Wonder if like it was like a proposal, like it's ruined. This one is fine. It happens, whatever. But like, let's not be sending out text messages with people's itinerary without authorizing it. Hotels.
That's crazy, but that's such a good gift.
Yeah, well, there's that. Anyways,
it's a great gift.
What else is going
on
over there?
How are you on holiday shopping? Did I talk to you on Friday? I was texting you. You had put it out in the universe that you went to the mall. So I was like, I need to go to the mall. So Friday, before I leave for San Francisco, I was like, I need to go. I need to get stuff done. You're absolutely right. When you go into the mall, ideas start flooding your head. So I feel like I'm pretty good. But the worst happened on Friday. I'm like, Jarrett had a thing to go to that night. So remember? We called each other.
Oh, yeah. We
funny.
ended up, by the way, and I looked down at my phone and an hour and a half and 2 bottles of wine later, you and I were talking.
That was so fun.
I look in the morning. It was so fun.
But I decided to go to the mall because he had something to do. Women can understand this. Men cannot, except for when you have a woman you're not alive. Doubled over with the most horrific leg-numbing cramps I could have, where I should have been in bed with a heating pad, just getting ready for my game. And I've got to gut through this like old Saint Nick, who apparently has menstrual cramps, on his sleigh with his reindeer and get there. I mean, there wasn't even a point where Jarrett called me and I was like, I need to turn around. I said, my whole body is pulsating and I'm sweating and it's so unfair. Anyways, got to the mall, got some stuff done. Oh, horrific. But I got some stuff done.
Girl.
I have a whole bunch of ones to like gifts to kind of tackle tonight. But like, this is kind of it for us because we're gone. I mean, it's just nuts in terms of our travel and not being home. We miss a ton of time. It's stressful.
I bought a bunch of extra, and any of my friends that listen to this podcast, this is actually a test. Let's see if you listen to the podcast. I used to tell you what I used to do on voicemails. I would leave a voicemail and then I'd leave a code word at the end of the voicemail. I'd be like, da 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 da, and code word is kitty cat. And so when someone's like, oh, I got your voicemail, I'm like, oh, did you? And what was the code word? They're like, what? And I was like, haha, you didn't listen to the voicemail. I tricked you. There's a code word. You weren't listening. So when people say like, oh yeah, I listened to the podcast. Well, let's find out how many of our friends listen to the podcast. So I went into Diptyque. Fine, I'm just going to tell you your presents. You got a lot of Diptyque candles because you sent me that picture of all those Diptyque candles that you love.
You sent one over with the housekeeper.
Oh, that was just the holiday one. That was just the holiday one.
Aren't those candles everything? Can we please get a deal with them?
You guys, I'm putting this out there. Diptyque, it's wax and it smells amazing and it's so ridiculous how much money I'm willing to spend on these candles, but it makes me happy and it is a gluttonous item and it is luxury. And I walked into the new store on Larchmont Village and I must have purchased and Michael, who worked there, you sweet little angel, he's like, have you seen this? And I was like, nope, I'll take that. And I'll take that.
Larchmont?
Larchmont is over, like you're going to go to the Grove, but a little bit further, like off Melrose.
Oh,
God, you
went
really adorable over there. You know, I'm just a gal about town. So I purchased way more than I needed to, but you always got to get the auxiliary gift because you never know that one time when someone's like, oh, I got you the gift. And you're like, oh, fuck, I forgot.
Me too.
So what I like to do, I like to carry extra little gifts in the car. So if you're somewhere, it's like, oh God, yours is in the car. Let me go run out and get it. And then have extra cards and then you write the card real quick in the car. Fine. Everything's fine. So auxiliary gifts are things that I also bought. Lip glosses are a great auxiliary gift.
Yeah,
Throw a little bow
eye
around
patches,
that.
I need more actually this week.
Perfect. So those are good.
Love.
And then by the time this airs, these boys won't even know about it. I was trying to think because we work with all these guys and I was like, God, what if these guys don't want anything? But I'm like, I got to do something. So shout out to the Palms. This is not an ad. They are just so generous because of my connections with Extra. The Palms is giving me the hardwood suite on Thursday. So I'm surprising the guys again. again. She's not blowing the surprise because this airs on Thursday. And I was waiting all day today for this box of sweatshirts to arrive because I was tracking it and kept refreshing and kept refreshing. And you know that move where it says delivered between 8:30 and 12:30, but it's never going to be the 8:30 side. It's always going to be the 12:30. It's probably going to be the 1:30 because there's traffic and the truck broke down. So now we're looking at 3:30 and now it's actually going to be tomorrow. Thank God this box came on time. So then Steve, being a dream, dropped it off the place. I'm putting all the boys' names on the back of the sweatshirts with their football number. And in the hardwood suite, I'm going to put the sweatshirts in the little lockers and it's going to be adorable. And I can't wait. So that's what I got the boys for a surprise. Because I'm like, what else am I going to get these boys?
The bowling one? The bowling suite?
The basketball one. The basketball one.
Great.
Yeah. And they have these cute little lockers at the bottom. So I'm putting their sweatshirts in there. And what I did is I got together with my producer and I said, lie and say that you're having the production meeting there. And then we open the doors and it's a party. So I can't wait. I hope it all goes off without a hitch, but who knows? Hitch, what a great movie, that movie. Don't you remember that movie, Will Smith? Eva Mendes? What? You've never seen Hitch?
No. Hey, I've got some good suggestions for people that are looking for Christmas gifts. We got a special box from, and we love small businesses.
We do.
We got a special box. We're going to send you yours. It's from Box Fox. It's gifting made modern with a human touch. It basically was founded and funded by 3 women, Jenny, Chelsea, and Sabina. And they are owner corporated and self-funded. And these are basically our team hand packs your picks to perfection, tops them with a handwritten note and ships them straight to the door. All right, I'm going to open ours.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that. I love supporting local businesses, female businesses. Erin and I both have a female business of our own. So I love, love, love supporting other women. Box Fox.
And it comes in a cute little box and you hand pick it. I guess you hand pick out what you want to give them. A nice little notebook.
Oh, what a great idea.
How cute. Let's see what else is in here.
That's fantastic.
Oh, a cutie little hoodie or
For those of you that are listening, that's a little beanie and notebook. Oh my God, for Matt. I can't take it. It's a striped onesie.
This is
that's
for
a doorbell.
Too. I don't know. Cute for Howie, a little gift. It's a little Starbucks snickerdoodle frappuccino. A little nice little blankie.
Oh my God, what a great idea this is. So you get to go through and probably just customize it to whoever you're sending it to. That's a great idea. And by the way,
and a candle.
Such a smart thing because then you don't have to go and grab all these gifts from 10 different places. One-stop shopping. Awesome. So Box Fox, I wonder if they have I'd love to promote their website. Does it say anything on there?
Shopboxfox.com. And they're also at Shopbox. And it's your go-to for gifting. And the card says, for Fox's sakes, Erin, enjoy these goodies curated just for you. Your fam. I really hope the onesie fits. If you ever need anything, let us know. Cute.
Come on, that's too cute. Well, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going right online to order some of those for some of the gals and the guys at Fox. How cute is that going to be? Synergy.
I love it.
Right there.
Ooh.
Well, this is just too good. I love that. Thank you guys so much for sending that over. I can't wait to open mine and see what fun stuff is in there. That's very generous and sweet.
Adorable.
Have you ever given Howie a
pen
puppuccino?
For my notepad. What? The puppuccino guy attacks anyone in the streets with a Starbucks cup because all he thinks is it's a puppuccino for him. He also knows how to walk there. Guy's psycho. Hermosa Howie. Yeah. Crazy
Hermosa Howie. That is funny. You're twirling around in the stroller, Erin, because I will text her incessantly if she doesn't send videos or updated pictures of Howie or Mac on the regular. So you sent a barrage from the other night. I may or may not, like you and I did with the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce post-concert reunion, watching it 700 times. I may or may not have watched my Howie Mac videos 100 times, but it makes me so happy. Yeah. The reason I bring up puppuccino is because that little stuffed animal reminded me of it. Who was the first person that was like, hey, you know what we should give? A dog some whipped cream and he'll love it and call it a puppuccino. It is adorable.
But they've gotten really small with the servings, which I got an 80-pound golden retriever.
Starbucks,
can we make this in an extra large?
Let's put it in a venti, huh? We love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Recapping, Erin's got a fantastic game. She's got Buffalo and Dallas in Buffalo. Can't wait to hear all
Big
about
one.
that. I'm headed to Vegas for all of you AFC West people. Let's see, what else do we have? Holiday shopping, send in. What I would love if you guys would send in, because for those last minute gifts, that you can get like overnight, or like good gift ideas in case you do run out of time, send those in to us, and then continue to send in questions, comments, and concern for our pregame. We love you all very much. And may I just say, I know we kind of went on a rant before about like the parking lot and whatnot, but like just be nice, be kind. And it's like there's so much negative, and I know that seems cliche and whatever, but like just be nice. Take a little extra time. Like earlier today, I was at Home Goods, and this woman was like losing her shit at the register, and like the poor woman, she's like the holiday seasonal worker, and she's doing the best she can. Like I know I lose my patience sometimes too, but like just give it a beat and hope that everyone's doing the best they can, because being kind is always cool. That's my after school special PSA. All right.
Oh, yeah.
I love you.
Love you. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.